will have the monies refunded or transferred to the beneficiaries after 7 years. There is no mention of interest accrued on the money. You're borrowing money without paying interest. It is not clear why an employee who does not need a house would have his or her money tied up in a housing scheme when he or she would wish to spend it on farming or just feeding the family. There's also no guarantee that the housing scheme will work where schemes like NSSF and NHIF have been crippled by corruption. We need a review. 4, attack on digital economy. After being attacked through turnover tax, the youth who have tried to find themselves jobs by using their creative talents in the digital space are being targeted through digital content monetization. From paying zero tax currently, a creative youth who creates a digital platform or content will now be required to pay 15% tax. As a country, we will be killing innovation and leaving our youth with too few options, if any. We will not support this proposal. 5, tax appeals tribunal. A proposal is being made that in the event of a business or an individual who has a dispute with the Kenya Revenue Authority over tax owed, that individual or company will be required to deposit 20% of the disputed amount with the KRA before the matter can be heard by the Tax Appeals Tribunal. This is another aspect of illegal borrowing by the regime. It is open to abuse by rogue KRA officers. It will affect cash flow of companies. We oppose it. 6, taxation of reimbursements, that is per diem. Out of the blues, Kenya Kwanza wants to tax money paid to officers on duty at 30%. How then do those officers meet their expenses? Since when did reimbursements get to be treated as income? We find this requirement extremely punitive. We oppose it. We have known that this per diem was being paid by people to be spent to defray expenses wherever they are traveling. And those costs, the cost of living in those countries has already been worked out by the government. If you are taxing it, you are therefore subjecting these officers to suffering wherever they travel. 7, taxing trade associations. After taxing traders, Kenya Kwanza want to follow them and tax their associations. Associations whose duty is to fight for the welfare of members will now be deemed to be carrying out business and be taxed on gross receipts, which will be deemed as income. This is a double jeopardy that will affect the welfare of businesses in the country. We oppose it. 8, enhanced VAT payments. Buried in this bill are proposals to remove from zero rating to tax-exempt pharmaceutical products, agricultural pest products, and even fertilizers. Maize flour, cassava flour, and a number of other types of flours are being moved from zero rating. Transportation of sugarcane to factories will now attract VAT. The VAT measures proposed by the bill effectively raise the cost of medicines, healthcare, and food, including that of locally produced sugar. It goes against Kenya Kwanza's often stated pledge to subsidize production. We object. 9. Enhanced excise duty on imported cement. Kenya Kwanza wants to raise duty on imported cement. It will be a signal for local producers to raise their prices. This will impact the local construction industry, which is currently the main driver for job creation in Kenya. 10. Tax on beauty products. Kenya Kwanza wants to treat beauty as a luxury. Beauty products such as wigs, false beards, eyelashes, human hair, artificial nails, among others, will see their taxes rise from shillings 0.6 to shillings 25 per stamp, 2.5 per stamp. This is a 316% hike. Like digital economy, the beauty industry has become a major employer, particularly of our youth and women who have been unable to find work elsewhere. This is a home to hustlers. Now Kenya Kwanza is going after their earnings. We disagree. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyans cannot be taxed to the bone just because of Kenya Kwanza's internal weaknesses. Rather than increase taxes, the regime must undertake the following. 1. An immediate stoppage of non-essential government expenditures, including the appointment of chief administrative officers. 2. Reduction in size of government. Excess cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, directorates, advisors, aides, departments, and casts are gobbling up finances for the no good value for money. 3. Abolish money being spent on political operations that are disguised as relief food distribution or fundraisers. It makes no sense at all for a Kenya Kwanza operative to spend 20 million shillings on a chopper to distribute 1 million worth of food. It makes no sense for a principal secretary to spend 10 million shillings on a chopper to deliver 200,000 shillings at a fundraiser. This madness must stop in the interest of austerity. 4. Domestic and international travel, conferences, workshops, and training must be reduced, and they should be held in the offices. Those who are working in Nairobi should hold their meetings in Nairobi, including members of parliament. Parliament has got enough offices, a facility for members, committees to meet. There's no need to transport members of parliament to go and meet in Mombasa. The same thing applies to members of the county assembly. 5. Freeze ministerial out-of-station allowances, ministerial house allowances, and domestic allowances for cabinet and principal secretaries. 6. End corruption and theft of public funds. Kenyans can't and won't tighten their belts any further. They have had enough. Their next available course of action is to force Kenya Kwanza to tighten its belt or force it out. End of the statement. Thank you.